The boy snuck into the paper shredding facility that processed discarded exam papers. He was trying to get a copy of the upcoming college entrance test. As the printing machine ran, test papers were printed one by one. Those with printing errors were sent to the shredder for destruction. The boy had to grab one of those test papers at the right moment, but he kept jumping for half an hour and still couldn't reach one. He had no choice but to use the screwdriver he carried and placed it on the machine. Finally, he managed to pull out a single test paper. He now had only 20 minutes to complete the test and memorize all the answers. He used the screwdriver to punch holes next to the correct answers, but the printing was so flawed that all the text was blurry. Within minutes his vision began to blur and hallucinations set in. To make things worse, the factory supervisor noticed a worker was missing. He grabbed his keys and headed toward the shredder room to investigate, but the moment he opened the door, the room was completely empty. Turns out just before the supervisor arrived, the boy's accomplice opened the door and let him out. By now the boy had already rejoined the other workers, but his teammate started sweating nervously. The seasoned supervisor immediately noticed something was off. He brought the boy and his teammate into the search room. Everything was going smoothly until they got to the last person, and suddenly an alarm went off. The teammate realized he forgot to toss the phone used to contact others. If caught, he would spend the rest of his life in prison. But to his surprise, the security guard only pulled out a voltage tester from the teammate's bag. The boy had secretly bribed the guard to prevent any accidents. None of the other teammates knew this. After leaving the shredder plant, they realized they were 10 minutes late, but luckily they had the test answers. Next, they just needed to print them onto pencils to earn the $10 million reward. But then one teammate noticed there was an extra question in the answers. The boy quickly grabbed the paper and erased one question, but the genius girl only needed one glance to know something was wrong. She ordered the others to stop working and told the boy to recite the answers again. His recitation didn't match what was written at all. Everyone stared at him in disbelief. When he got to the final page, he discovered it hadn't printed correctly. It was just a blank sheet. He tried picking up scraps from the floor to reconstruct the final question, but no matter how hard he tried, it didn't work. Just then the security guard showed up in the shredder room to warn the boy that the supervisor was on his way.